Am I live? Yeah, looks like I'm live. Hello there, kitties. I'm Curry, the vacuum tube witch again. Again, after Fran. So, this live stream was brought to you by SpaceX and homemade pizza. I've got a piece of that pizza left over from lunch, but looks like one of the pets got interested in that. Not really the thing that I expected. I'll change one more. Yeah, that should be fine. Yes, I am live, and I think that I will play the EV blogs video on the Starship flight test, because I watched it live on EV blog. Like my top priorities when watching live streams of anything that's happening in space is first and foremost Fran, then EV blog, and then NASA spaceflight and other channels. It's about the live commentary, and yeah, some of them I like more than others. Though I think I will have to check out Everyday Astronaut or Scott Manley as well. By the way, one of the pets, say hello to Mela. Over there. Now we've got 2 or 3 cats. I say 2 or 3 because one of the cats has been here for a few days, but seems to have gone missing. It's just that my queer friend's mother moved back into this place, and she is a little bit sloppy when it comes to taking care of pets. Like she lets the cats out, and I'm against letting the cats out. I think that they will have far better lives when kept inside under watch, where no accidents can happen to them and no diseases. Like cats that don't go out on their own, they can live long. Well, over 15 years. Coco is a strictly inside cat, and he is 13 years old now. He is pretty old, the heckin' chunker. While Loki is just 1 year old, and so is Tubes, the one that has gone missing, the tabby. And yeah, looking at Tubes going to the new heights in the lab, he just jumped on the speaker system and then on my parts storage. Let me show you. So, see that speaker system over there? Tubes got from the windowsill on the speaker system and then on the boxes, and he was sleeping on my vacuum tube storage. That's how he got the name. Did I bring enough for everyone? Sadly not. I just have leftovers, and I think this might be because of Loki or because of Mila. Because I left 2 pieces of pizza on the table in the kitchen, with eating them either during or after the stream in mind. And now when I went to the kitchen and saw they were almost eaten, was I fucking disappointed. Not fun at all. How organized the shop is, yeah. Now it's pretty discombobulated. There's a lot of stuff happening here. But when things calm down and when I sort something as here and get rid of some stuff, clean it, I think I'll make a lab tour video. I made one already, but it's time for an updated version. Hey Al, nice to see you. Yeah, super awesome setup with the bench, and I can also go over to the bench and show you an overhead view. So this is how it looks like. I got a microphone right at the bench, and I've got an overhead camera, a Razer Keo Pro. Can also zoom it in more or less. I'll be taking a look at this power supply today, but I'll do it later. And I've got this mobile Keo Pro on the stand. It's very useful for making videos. So I talked about the gear that I currently have for making videos a week ago, because a lot of stuff has changed, and I think it's for the better. Yeah, always NASA spaceflight. I think that they are really professional when it comes to reporting on anything that's going on in spaceflight, be it NASA, be it SpaceX, be it Virgin Space or ULA or Blue Origin. There's so much stuff going on with space exploration now. I got into the whole space nerd thing with the James Webb Space Telescope launch. It was 2021, I think. And yeah, that's how it all started for me. Yeah, I tend to hoard and don't do well with drawers. It's so cool. Oh, hi, Aileen. Empty. Sorry, Tashman, that's toilet paper for ya. Rolls, and I will definitely show what's inside them. This is a little makeshift way of packing certain things that I came up with on Friday when I was at Aileen's place, and you will see what's inside those teeny tiny packages, because that's something pretty interesting. Yeah, people with vision, but also lots and lots of money and lots of power. Not really my kind of people, but people with vision, and this is one thing. Those who can move millions or billions of money and get other people together to work towards a certain goal, and I admire the people who do the work, who build stuff, who make stuff happen. Like all the engineers at SpaceX, their work, the ideas. That's something. That's something immensely impressive. The ability to learn, to not make the same mistakes over and over, but learn from them, and every single Starship flight was better than the previous one in certain regards. Like I frequently see people commenting on the streams that that's nothing new. That's we've seen this before. Bullshit, because they always test some new system that hasn't been tested in the previous one. Now, like catching the super heavy booster, they haven't done it not a single time before. Now they have done it for the first time. They have proven that this is indeed possible, and this is the way. And next tests, I'm absolutely certain that they will have some new features that they will look into whether it works, and they are going places down at Boca Chica. And same thing I could say about NASA and Apollo. Each mission was had its problems, but it was a great learning opportunity for NASA, for the astronauts, for the ground crew. Like gimbal lock on Apollo 11. Yeah, you got it right with keying the nouns and verbs on the disk key. The lightning hitting Saturn V on Apollo 12. John Aaron says to try SC to aux. Oxygen tanks lost on Apollo 13. Yeah, the big one. Failure is not an option. And yeah, by turning most of the systems off and using makeshift solutions to keep the crew alive, foregoing the landing, they came back home alive. So every mission is very risky, but it shows that people behind it can think on their feet. No matter what the circumstances, they can solve the problems and learn from them. And that's... they say that great science is made by standing on the shoulders of giants. Not at Aperture. But NASA is not Aperture. Oh, Alien, you had an early start with Challenger. I was born between Challenger and Chernobyl. Oh yeah, elongated muskrat is annoying indeed. Like, he gets all the credit, but also all the criticism. But the reason why SpaceX is getting shit done is the engineers and the technical personnel down at Boca Chica that the skilled and talented people that can get stuff done. Elongated muskrat just manages the cash flow. But other than that, all the tech stuff, then the reason why all of this works and is better and better, it's the engineers. So it's 8:30. Let me look for the cats. And the cats are not around. No chance to scare any animal. And... this is also lessons learned at Keritech. last weekend, when I waffled, I scared Loki. But this time I couldn't let it happen again. So I checked whether Loki is around. Nine years old when the Apollo 11 landing. That's nice. So you're 6 years older than Fran. Because from what I noticed, she's 1966 born. 20 years older than me. And that's also a thing I was thinking about. That with us technically inclined trans women, I sometimes see some very skilled and talented ones, like Fran, and that's also what I strive for and try doing. But there's one more who really impresses me as a skilled inventor and engineer. She is named Tatiana Joel van Vark, and I would show you the website with her projects, but sadly now the Internet Archive Wayback Machine is down because it was hacked by some cyber criminals, and this impacts my life and work pretty much, because the Wayback Machine, I've been using it since 2007, something like that, for finding the defunct websites and digging for information. Now it's down, and my possibilities of looking the information up, the unkept information, the old information, but then the stuff that I need, I just don't know where to go anymore. Hopefully the Wayback Machine will be up and running again, but the problem is that when it works, it works. And I just don't expect it to be gone overnight. Like, sure, if it's a scheduled maintenance or scheduled close down because the technology is outdated or something like that, yeah, sure, I can prepare and I can take what I need, save it on my drive, have a local copy, but if it goes down just like that overnight, and I have lots of stuff to do in my life, so worrying about whether a certain website will, which is pretty unlikely, go down, It's just not on my priority list. Yeah, I guess that the Waypad machine, I think that would annoy certain kinds of people. But to me, it's a crucial part of the internet. Just like the whole concept of keeping history, of archiving information, of having libraries, so that you have the Loki, so that you have the tangible artifacts and sources, historical sources that you can refer to. Let me show you Loki for one moment. I think that he is hiding. There he is. So yeah, because if we lose the old artifacts, if we lose the old records, the information, then it will be so much easier to lie over the history, how the world works, how things are like. Oh, it's not Lucky, it's Loki. Lima Oscar Kilo India. Like the Norse god of chaos. Because he is chaos incarnate. He is such a lively kitty, and now he also learned to open the doors and go outside. So I have to lock the door now in order to prevent him from leaving the flat. Trimus the fried kitten. No, Celine, please, for crying out loud. Yeah, so now I just fear that because he is pretty small and thin and agile, he jumps on all kinds of things that Coco never was eager to jump on in the first place, and that includes the turntable. So, I guess that I won't be able to listen to music in peace without having to worry about Loki getting on the turntable and possibly damaging the record or the cartridge. Yeah, openly lying is a feature, not a bug. Don't remind me of that piece of shit. I just hope that he doesn't get voted in. Yeah, that's politics, and poly means many, and ticks are blood-sucking parasites. Okay, so it's 40 minutes in, and let's move on to the footage Dave Jones made. Let's watch it together.
What's the goal of this mission? The goal of this mission is exactly the same as the last mission, in terms of Starship, except it's going to try the Mechazilla arms. It's going to try and act.
Oh, I think I forgot about the yeah. I think I forgot about the audio, huh? Though I think you will hear it through the mic. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, let's try it again just to see if it was not a fluke.
What's the goal of this mission? The goal of this mission is exactly the same as the last mission, in terms of Starship, except it's going to try and catch it with the Mechazilla arms. It's going to try and actually catch it with these giant Mechazilla arms here. Now, I always thought this was nuts. I thought this is just stupid. And then it dawned on me, they're not catching it. They're not it's like, you know, I thought, oh, these chopsticks will come in and they'll grab the sides of it. That's not how it works. It's basically going to land on it. So if you think, like, I thought they'd be moving up and down, I don't think they're going to do that.
Data we receive all the way to the end
Look at that gorgeous shot. There's the Mechazilla arms.
And is what will
Yeah, seeing it before the start.
The little knobbly points, is that it there? I think they're those pins. That little pin there, that's what's going to catch on there.
Now that we have a handle on today's flight test.
Time of 7:25 a.m. Central, 12:20.
Yeah, look at all the engines.
Wow.
Puts us 1 minute 20 seconds.
All the 31.
Almost a minute.
If I remember correctly.
As I said, my prediction was confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. Yeah,
Yeah, Dave.
last time they're going to go for catch, unless there's some technical hitch with the two safety systems that they've got.
This confidence didn't go for nothing.
The ocean. If it doesn't receive a manual override, manual go for catch, it will abort.
Flight directors go for launch.
Go for launch. Where you going? So yeah, I'm like 80% confident. I'm probably 50-50 that it's going to actually catch it. Well, not catch it, it's landing on it. I'm pretty confident. I'm 80% confident it's going to get back to the tower. Here we go.
Oh, I might try something different.
Deluge system. All the engines are lit. All of them are lit.
Yeah, go for
All
launch.
of them are lit.
Light the candle and it's flying.
We have liftoff.
Whoa! Look at that.
Pitching down right.
They're still all lit. Yeah, because the last couple of missions have been, it's super reliable. As I said, you could put a payload on this sucker. You could put a payload on this thing and get something to orbit. Like, you get hundreds of tons to orbit. It opens up massive capability. I'm more excited about the super heavy booster
Launch control.
than Starship. Starship's a jack of all trades, masters of none. Which
Yeah,
I don't
I-
like.
Starship, avionics power level nominal.
I'll bring the audio up somehow.
What is that noise? Is that the actual
Max Q.
Should be better.
Max Q. Have they got mics out there? I love the exposure on the camera. You can see every engine. They've really dialed that in nicely. Oh, focus, you bastard. That's great tracking shot, great exposure. Look at this.
All right,
That's terrific.
our next major milestone coming up is going to be hot staging. We're going to see the engines ignite.
Hot staging worked last time.
To push it away from the booster.
All those engines are lit. Man, once again, they've nailed this super heavy booster with 33 engines. I was a bit skeptical at first with 33. I thought, oh geez, you know. Okay, when's the timer for?
All right, so hot staging is going to be the next thing coming up. First, we're going to see the booster's engines start to shut down.
Yeah, it only goes for like 2 or 3 minutes.
We're going to do what's called most engines cut off instead of main engine cut off, because 3 are going to keep going. And then we're going to see the engines on ship ignite.
And they're going to land it with 3 engines out of 33. The 3 center ones. And
Right
they're
now,
going to
the
gimbal.
tower team
It's going to
is
hover
doing
there
their
next to the
go.
tower. It's just going to lower itself gently. Oh man, this is looking sweet. I'm really excited about the super heavy booster capability. It's incredible.
Ship engine
There's
startup.
most engines cut off.
Stage separation.
Whoa,
Yeah, and now it's coming back.
the outer ring.
Separation, hot
Perfect.
stage separation confirmed.
Wow. Yep. But like I said, it's not
Ship
that
under its own
surprising.
power. I'm seeing 6
I
out
am.
of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully, I got a booster on the way back to
Yeah, they've dialed this in. They've dialed in the reliability of these engines and relighting them.
How the crowd chamber pressure is nominal. Crowd here
And the deluge system.
Yeah, I was also commenting on that stream.
It worked last time, it's worked this time. Didn't they have 1 engine failure last time?
First stage currently performing, or excuse me, is
I'll get a couple of
Flight directors go for booster return.
booster. Oh, okay, booster's shut down.
And
Super heavy
we
booster
did
is shut
hear
down.
that the tower is go for catch. So
Wow, look at that.
was one of the big criteria
shot.
we're looking for.
Oh, no, yeah.
So yeah,
You can see the clouds moving up there.
A go for booster catch. That means it's going to be
Oh
a
yeah, you
really
can see the
stunning
stream
morning.
change a little bit.
Again, the booster is
Go
making
for
its
booster
way
catch.
back towards
Coming back to Earth.
in order to make that catch attempt in the
Look at
tower.
Whoa,
so
wow.
incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power.
So the one on the bottom right here,
Once again,
that
the
is Starship.
ship- excuse me, the
Yeah,
booster is
that's Starship.
You can see there.
the launch site.
There.
We are going to try and catch it using the chopsticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it
Yeah.
just launched from. Just
And they pulled it off.
This is increased.
You'll see how they pulled it off.
Yeah, I agree, Al.
I can confirm the command was sent for the booster to come back.
That is
So I'm
incredible.
looking up right now.
They've just nailed the reliability of these things is great. That's what SpaceX is known for. It's known for reliability of, well, once they perfect it, which they have. They've perfected the super heavy booster.
We are go for catch.
It's amazing. I'm surprised the military aren't
And in order to
begging them to put up
Yeah,
ton satellites.
it's also it's what I mentioned that when they learned a lesson, then they learned a lesson, and yeah,
Oh wow! Look at it!
yeah.
Wow!
Pay attention because this is gonna sit perfectly on the launch tower.
It's insane. I agree.
available right now.
It's
Closing in.
3 kilometers. It's almost there. They're about to relight this sucker.
On the left hand,
They've relit. They've relit.
Landing burn.
We're now down to 3 Raptor engines.
And look at that!
Oh my god!
Just freaking look at that!
Look! Look! No way! This looks like the sim. No, is it gonna hit the tower?
I thought it was gonna hit the tower and discombobulate it, but look at that! It's just sitting on the chopsticks. Look! It's fucking perfect!
Told ya.
They pulled it off!
I was 80% confident.
Yeah!
Yeah, Wow! Wow!
Look at the enthusiasm at the SpaceX headquarters.
They,
I'm absolutely not surprised by the enthusiasm.
who cares?
The crew,
Yeah, I don't care.
the crew certainly earned it.
No. I told you, I was confident.
We just saw that looked like magic.
Wow, a lot of people are going to have to eat some crow on this one.
Contrary to Dave, I didn't have any expectations. I didn't have any assumptions on how the mission will end.
No kidding. Yes, a red letter day in the history of engineering. Absolutely.
To me, it was a big fucking surprise, and definitely a good one.
Very same moment
Wow,
just came from Dan. I love
they caught the bastard.
everybody else here in Hawthorne.
Wow, there's still some little burn off happening there. I'm sure that's normal. And there's hardly any fuel left in it. There's not much weight left in it at all.
Yeah, burning out the remaining fuel.
Starship nominal orbit insertion.
All right, exciting news there. It's hard to believe that, booster isn't the only excitement that
Wow.
we have today. Just confirmation there. A gorgeous view of planet Earth behind
Yep.
the ship.
The engine's
And
switched
it's
off.
now in the orbit that we expected it to. This is just an incredible day.
We're
Live
going
views
ballistic,
there
Mav.
as the booster vents. Some pressures there.
Wow, look at that
That's
view.
a live view from the top of the tower.
That was
Looking at
great.
the chopsticks.
Trying to catch
That's
my tears,
unbelievable.
Just like the chopsticks caught the booster.
Well, it's not. I was, like I said, I was 80% confident it was probably going to do that. It was going to make it to the tower. But it made it through, because they had all these automated safety cutout things.
Everything that's been happening.
But it happened way quicker than I thought.
With the
Like,
booster
all of a
having
sudden it was at
completed its
4
job for today,
4Ks off the
we
surface,
are
then
going
3,
to
then
take a
2,
short
and boom.
break for the next 30 minutes. We'll return back
That's
at T
mad.
plus 40 minutes while the ship continues to coast
Wow.
before re-entry.
We of course are still
Wow,
testing
look at that
this
shot.
during this phase of flight,
That's
so nothing is
gorgeous.
certain. But
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people are going to have to swallow their pride on this and go, holy shit, SpaceX know what they're doing.
10 minutes into the mission and the booster is fully recovered.
Is not good. and I still call Mars colony as bullshit. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree, Dave.
I'm really excited about this super heavy booster.
I think that making a colony on the Mars moons like Phobos and Deimos will be far
right now.
more
We've got this
realistic.
200-ton satellite we want to put into orbit, and it's not a catch. They landed on it. You see it just hover down and shoot. So they've got the precision. They were really confident because they said it was 0.5 centimeter, 5 millimeters out on the last mission. And this one, it looked bang on. At the angle the camera was at, though, it looked like it was going to hit the tower. And I thought for a second, oh no, it's on an angle like this and it's going to hit the tower. But it was just the angle of the camera. So I'd love to see different camera angles. By mass, the booster could launch 9 Hubble telescopes. Yeah, that's incredible. That's a great reference there. Wow, yeah, it's an incredible. I thought Falcon Heavy was amazing. But no, now they've got this super heavy booster. People can put hundreds of tons to orbit, or even, send them, imagine the probes you could send with, hundreds of tons capability. It's just incredible. I do believe the flaps are not the things that it lands on. It does not land on the flaps. It's got, I think, these little knobbly things just underneath the flappy grid fins. So yeah, I think if you see a close-up shot of the tower, you'll see that the grid fins, those movable grid fins, which help it guide through the atmosphere, they aren't the thing it lands on. It lands on these little hard, knobbly things. But it was perfect. It was as if they've done it 100 times. Don't turn it on, take it apart. You think, they probably want to take the engines apart, because this is the first time they've got them back. Right? This is so they'll probably want to inspect them. I think you're right. I think you're right. It's probably more valuable to take them off and then you can inspect the engines, because this is the first time they've got a working booster back with 33 engines. Imagine if you took apart 33 engines. Imagine the data points you could get on 33 engines.
Yeah, it's all about
I think,
knowledge
okay.
and data.
It's
Doing
probably
the
okay. As much as I want to see it be refueled and relaunched, the odds of it not coming back are much higher.
yeah,
Yeah.
doing
Yeah, I think
the
we probably
postmortems
As long as you can
on
get
the
precision,
deck
as long
that
as you get the
has
precision, 'cause
flown.
That's what I said at the start before it launched. As long as they can get the precision and get it through the arms and get the locational accuracy, the odds of it being able to catch or land on the two arms was, you know, like nothing's ever guaranteed, but it was very high confidence that it was going to do that. Yeah, they had no engine failures whatsoever. Now imagine if Starship works perfect, because like it almost burned up last time, but even half burned up with the wing just flapping around in the breeze, it still made it back and landed with precision accuracy apparently. Incredible. But I am very excited by the super heavy launcher. It needs a better name. Can I come up with a name for the super heavy launcher? Yeah, there was no deorbit burn, Rassenbot. There was no deorbit burn at all. Nah. That's the thing. Yes. The Falcon 9 does a deorbit burn. Super heavy does not do a deorbit burn. It's stainless steel construction makes the flux dispersal possible. And yeah, it just comes back through. It just goes up and comes back through the atmosphere, no deorbit burn. It only relit those engines at 4 kilometres height. That's why I was a bit shocked. Like, I thought, like, it all happened so fast. Before I knew it was 4Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks, and I was all like, whoa, what's happening? It was nuts. Oh, look at all that stuff. Oh, look at this. It's all just floating off. What is that? Is Starship re-entering and doing a soft touchdown off the coast of Australia for recovery?
No.
It is doing exactly the same as before, I do believe.
I'll move
Exactly the
myself
same, it's like
over.
soft land on the water.
Now we did mention.
Oh, yeah, plasma. Oh, yeah, look. Yeah, we're getting plasma. Yep, it's that 100 kilometre Carmen line thing.
The roll control
That's
didn't work quite as well as
beautiful.
we wanted
There's
it
no
to.
glitches. I don't see
We
any
needed some
dropouts.
redundancies, so we
I
added
assume it's
more
full
roll
HD or
control thrusters,
720p
and we'll see
or
those
something.
in action
Looks
as
great.
well today.
And I love these views because
Little
we
Ernie
work
Bernie
so
on the side of the flap there.
everything with humans to help out. So
Stop
we
talking
also
about
want
Mars.
rapid reusability. So we're
Get to the goddamn moon
learning
first.
instead of
I want my
looking
moon
at
base.
like
Started seeing burn through around 16,000 kilometres an hour at 57 kilometres, says Pro Engineer. There you go. Okay. So 57 Ks, so haven't got too far to go. I need like a minute to go before we hit the same altitude as before. I think they're going to nail this. I'm pretty confident.
There's a lot of work
Because the last one made it. They know exactly what went wrong. They know how to add the extra protection, I think. Or is that the extra? No, that might be the new angle that we didn't have last time.
From the
It's
side.
kind of
that
it
view
looks
on the
different
right.
from memory.
Airtime.
Yeah, it hasn't glitched, has it? Wow, look at all those views.
on the ship as it's making its way back.
Wow, they weren't kidding. But they had more cameras this time. Colour is different based on temperature, yes.
A couple additional tests on this
Well,
one.
hey, extra flamies.
Pretty much standard tiles, but they were wrapped in aluminum, and it was
Right.
a pretty
It's wrapped in alfoil. No worries.
straightforward one where aluminum starts to melt at roughly the same temperature where steel starts to lose its strength, not necessarily melt. And so
Whoa.
if we see stuff,
Why does
melting,
everyone go, whoa? Check out up. Oh, look. Yeah. Look. Extra sparky. Look at that. It's coming through the gap. Will that last?
So
We
for those
have some metal vaporization happening.
glimpse of is there
Stay
on the
on
right side
target.
of your screen.
Stay
That
on
is
target.
one of
But the other one was burnt through like 10 Ks above where we are
flaps
now.
there in the
So
top left-hand corner
this
of
one's
your
doing
screen.
way better. As predicted. Good trajectory.
Alright, so that
Maximum
is
dynamic
great
pressure.
news there.
Whoa!
Greatest amount of
Sparky sparks. Whoa! Whoa!
Coming back through the
Just like these little bursts. Unbelievable the heat you
evidence of
build
that
up
friction
coming
buildup.
back into the
The
atmosphere.
atmosphere is
Yeah, it's getting slower and slower.
Now the four
5,000 k's an hour. Well, yeah, they're entering the west coast of Australia, yes.
And like softer
Yeah,
than
in
we
the
did
approach
last time
phase.
on ship.
Yes, it is night in Australia. Yes, it is. They're off the West Australian coast, so yeah, it's not surprising, I guess. They just hit that Terminator.
There that tells us that the VFP.
Yeah, it's flipped. Yep, subsonic now. It's going to do it. It's going to do it. The odds of the engines not reigniting are,
About a minute and a half.
you've got to be 95% confident from
The
here.
landing.
It's going to be amazing if they accomplish every goal, because that, you know, we haven't heard the official response from the catch, but damn, that looked perfect.
Currently having
4 kilometres. Here we go. 3 kilometres. Around 70 k's an hour. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Starship is on target. Approaching landing burn startup.
Here we go. They're about to reignite.
Keep ourselves.
So
0
yeah,
kilometres.
trying to sit on the drone ship.
There we go. They're igniting. They're not getting the proper telemetry. Speed. It's going down. It's going down. They've got landing burn. There it is. You can see the water.
Yeah, soft landing on the water.
Will we get another good view of the water?
Starship at landing.
It's landed. There you go. Oh no, they still see it. Oh,
Yeah, and a little mushroom cloud. A little mushroom cloud, but nothing nuclear.
I assume that's unmanned. Wow.
landing just about on target. That's what we're calling out.
Bang on target. Well done. Well done.
Amazing. And we were not intending to recover any of the ship's hardware.
Yep. Complete success.
The best ending that we could have hoped for.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Of extra.
Maybe it's a remote control. Whoa. And it's just floating there, right? It's incredible. They even had the camera pointing in the right direction. They knew exactly where it was bang on. It was bang on target. Because they had, what, a couple hundred meters away or something?
Windows
They did it.
25 AM.
Congratulations, SpaceX. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. They deserve to be,
I'm really happy we had Coast for a day.
yep, they deserve the pat on the back. That's amazing. Well done. 100% success.
Hey,
Catch
ships were meant to fly.
for landing
Sure as hell
on
flew
the
today,
super heavy
so
booster and
let's get
Starship.
ready for the next
Where's,
one.
oh, there's Elon. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen
They were
him.
meant to fly, and they were also meant to be caught by Mechazilla.
Yeah.
It's
He's
been
obviously
such an
tweeting,
incredible
is he?
Day today.
Is Elon
Congratulations
tweeting?
to our
Tweeting
teammates
photos.
and to everyone.
So, look. Here it is again. Look at
Yeah.
this. We see this. Look at that. Yeah, you can see those little 4 spigots there. Wow, there was not much gap. Those arms were really close.
Yeah, that's making history.
No way. Look at
That's
that.
making history in Starflight.
That's another view. Wow. Look, they're showing all the views now. Yeah, I thought it was coming in at an...
Yeah, I also thought it was about to hit the
It can
tower.
hover. The Falcon 9 cannot do the hover. I don't think we saw this one before, did we? Oh, yes, we did. This is where I thought it was going to hit. But it didn't. It was just camera angle. Look at that.
Megazilla.
Mechazilla.
Yeah.
Mechazilla doing a moonwalk. Well done. Yes. Well done, SpaceX. There you go. That's incredible. Yep, but I called it. I did call it at the start. I was like 80% confident. I thought that it would actually land on that or catch it. Sure enough.
Yeah, so that would be Dave. Hope you liked it. I'm deeply impressed by the performance of landing the booster. They've done it for the first time. I would never have expected that they would succeed at that. especially looking at how the blue star closed in on the tower. I thought it was gonna hit it, but yeah, they pulled it off perfectly. I was also thinking that they would sit the ship on the drone ship, but no, it was a splashdown. But still good. Far better than a rapid, unscheduled discombobulation or the flight terminating system activation like in the first edition, and not sure if the second one too, but yeah, the ship came back to Earth pretty unscathed. I think it was in 3 that some of the thermal shields fell off the ship, and it was losing control when re-entering. But 4 would have rectified this issue, and this problem wouldn't be there anymore. And yeah, it was cool. Indeed, it was cool. So, we're now in hour 2, and maybe it's time for some bench action. So, what do I have on the bench today? Yeah, I've got some tech from one of my IRL friends. So I got a Sinclair 9 volts power supply, possibly from some ZX Spectrum. I haven't really researched the power supplies for the models, but I will take it apart just to see what's inside. I also have mysterious packages. Alien knows them. But yeah. And I also have some other stuff. Change the view. So it has 4 studs on the bottom side, and every time I see something like this, I try to check for inserts with screws hidden somewhere way down inside. Looks like it's coming out. Looks like there's a hole. Try the next one. There's a Phillips screw hidden inside there. Someone used some glue on this thing. But yeah, we're getting in. And the Commodore, because the Commodore power supply is spotted. It's discombobulating pretty nicely, and look at that, it's so simple. We got a 4-bridge rectifier, transformer, and nicely wound one, and a pretty crappy Fraco electrolytic capacitor. So this power supply is not regulated. All it has is a transformer, a rectifier, and a filter cap. And it has pretty peculiar strain relief on the cables. So let's try taking this apart and looking at the printed circuit board. Ebro EB912A. The primary side of the transformer is directly connected with the mains cable. There's no fuse whatsoever. And on the secondary side, there's just a 4-bridge rectifier with one AC going to this diode and this diode. The other one going to 2 diodes here. The diodes are one N5401 and the capacitor is 2200 microfarads, 16 volts, and I will replace it right away. Yeah, 2235. By dimensions, it's still a teeny tiny bit smaller than 2216. And yeah, I will replace it just to be sure. So now it's time to put this thing back together. One thing I haven't noticed is that there's also a bulkhead between the transformer and the low voltage components of the power supply. There's no LED, they went the cheap way. If I wanted, I could include one in the modified power supply if I... Yeah. There's a date code on the transformer. November 1993. No markings on the cap. But yeah, it's real deal vintage from the 80s. Also, sign of the old times, made in Western Germany. Don't worry, I also have some Eastern Germany tech. And out of curiosity, we also checked the old electrolytic capacitor. Whether it's still any good. The way I got this power supply, it doesn't have any plug on the end of the cable. Originally it had a mono 3.5mm jack, but I think I will be using this power supply for testing effect pedals, so I'd like to put a typical DC barrel jack. But I won't be doing it now. I'll just test the power supply. So, I'm expecting the negative to be on the white strip. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. So the white strip is positive. And look at that, it's 14 volts. Out of declared 9 volts. And let me check how much voltage I have in the mains. Yeah, 240. This thing was rated at 220 way back then. So it's a 10% rise. This doesn't cover the plus 5 volts on 14, but this is just running the power supply unloaded. When it's loaded, I think it will the voltage will sag to some extent. So I will try to load this thing. 12 volts at 5 watts. Wonder if it will be enough. Light bulb moment. Light bulb moment again, and if you look at it, it dropped to 11.5, loaded with 5 watts, and the rated power would be something like 10 watts, 10.8 watts. So this would make it half the load. The light bulb is rated at 12 volts, 5 amps. But this is a thing about the voltage stability of power supplies. If you have an unregulated supply, then when it's not nominally loaded, it will supply a higher voltage than it should, and this is sometimes a risk. Regulated supplies will keep the voltage constant. So yeah, let's test this capacitor. Yeah, the component tester says it's a capacitor, but yeah, it displays some info. Almost 2500 microfarads, 0.03 ohms ESR. That's quite good actually. But when testing the parts, I always don't rely on automatic selection of the component type or of the test. How do I do that? I prefer choosing an option from a menu. Come on, I've done it before. Oh yeah, we got a menu, so I will select the C plus ESR, because in my experience choosing the mode is far more reliable and pulls way less shenanigans on me. So this is consistent with the previous measurement. 2.37 millifarad at a fraction of an ohm ESR. But I often had capacitors that measured some really weird values. Maybe we can see it on this one, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's coming up, showing 4700 microfarads at 140 ohms ESR. But this capacitor, I think it was something like 220 micro or even less. It was a high voltage capacitor from a switch mode power supply. Selection. Choose the right one. And look at that, 150 microfarads at 0.66 ohms. It's hardly visible, but yeah, this is a lesson I learned when using this component tester, that you shouldn't trust the automatic mode selection. the only reliable capacitance measurement mode in this thing is the one that you choose from the menu. I also have the monocore capacitance meter that I can use for testing the value. It looks like an old Fluke. Classic design with buttons on the side. And with 180 microfarads, it's like 20% off in the upper direction, but not nearly as far off as 4700s. If I had a capacitance decade or a standard capacitor, I could calibrate those meters. So I'll just read the chat. See what was happening when I was at the bench. And I think that Curious Mark has just posted something new on Patreon. Yeah, power supply, not a buck converter, but the traditional transformer power supply with no voltage regulator. Big heavy transformer, nah. This is not a big and heavy transformer. I got 2 boxes full of big and heavy transformers by the lab standards. And what is big and heavy by my lab standards? It's not objectively big and heavy. Oh yeah, Viha screwdrivers, I love them. Audio issues? I hope not. Yeah. Yeah, DC. AC is peak to peak, but what we typically use as the voltage value for AC, it's in fact the effective value. That's this is the it's the DC voltage that would produce the same heat output on a resistive load. That's how the effective value of the AC works. But the peak value, it's the square root of 2 times higher. So like if we have 100 volts effective values, then the peak value would be 141 volts, and the peak-to-peak voltage, the peak-to-peak value would be 282. That's the relationship between the voltages in a sine wave AC, because it also depends on the waveform, like triangle and rectangle and sawtooth, whatnot. It will all be different. With sine wave, it's like I mentioned, but different waves, especially complex waveforms like a fundamental frequency and its harmonics. They will have those voltage ratios between the peak to peak and effective. It will all be different. Yeah, Starship 5, it was a good start and good landing on of the super heavy booster. Yeah, root mean square. Like in Poland, we call it effective voltage, but yeah, RMS. Okay, back to the bench with some more fun old tech. It's 21:37 and my Polish viewers know the hour. So I promised that I would be taking a look at the things in the toilet paper tubes. So yeah, let's zoom on in. This is also a makeshift clever way of packing something that I came up. Looks like a block of plastic. They both seem identical. The marking is MPS-00050. And guess what it is? Look at this. A dot matrix vacuum fluorescent display. Sadly, it has a reddish filter on the front side. Then the filter is pretty scratched. Wonder if I can detach the filter and have the clear glass. There's a gap beneath it. Don't wanna scratch the glass. Yeah, not sure if I can remove the red filter. Looks like a layer of paint rather than foil glued on the top. And the VFD can come out of its holding frame. Gotta be careful about it, not to damage the glass. Did I just discombobulate it? I think there is a piece of double-sided tape underneath it. Yeah, it was. So this one was made by Futaba. 16-MD-13GINMP. Has 2 terminals on one side, 2 terminals on the other side, and 11 control interface terminals. So I'm pretty sure that it has some control logic inside. And it has 8, 12, 16 positions of 7 by 5, so that would be a 16 by 1 vacuum fluorescent dot matrix display. Pretty nice. I think that the extreme connectors are connected together going to the filament. So yeah, that would be 2 of those VFDs, and now you might probably expect that there are some more VFDs coming. This one is the same as those, making it 3 of them. And there are 2 smaller ones. They don't have the protective frame. Way smaller, but it's also 16 positions. Also dot matrix display. The marking on the back looks like 9K, some unknown character 033. Wonder what exactly this character was. Teeny tiny. And it has 9 control contacts plus filament. And the last one, this is a 7 segment, 12 positions display. And this one was probably designed for use in calculators, the old VFD calculators, made by Itron, of the also known as Noritake Itron. And this one has a lot of contacts, because every every position on the display has its own grid, and every segment plus the decimal point has its own anode, and the anodes are typically connected together while the grids are separate. So this would have something like 13 grids and 8 or even 9 anodes, because if you take a closer look, the decimal point is both a dot and a comma. Talk about internationalization. Plus, there's also something like an apostrophe before every digit, so we should count 10 segments per position and 13 grids, 13 positions, plus 2 terminals for the filament. And that would leave us with 25 leads. Let's count them. 5, 10, 14 on this side. 5, 10 and 14 on this side, so that's 28. So we would have 3 extra ones, and I think that the extra ones would be for the segments in the first positions. They might be independent from all the segments in the numeric positions. And looking at the traces on the back, we can see them routed to those 3 leads. So, looking at treating this as a glass core printed circuit board and looking at the design of the traces, can tell us a lot about what goes where. It's pretty helpful in reverse engineering an unknown VFD. Then the number 138G, I think that it would be possible to find a datasheet or a pinout of this VFD somewhere on the net. Of course, then the getter is still here, still good. This one, it's not as easy to reverse engineer as the last one. Yeah, same for the first one. But knowing the markings, it should give us some information on the pinouts of those VFDs. And back to the chat. Yeah, 5x9 now, it's 5x7 pixels, like the typical RCD and VFD dot matrix displays. that you can control with the HD44780, or if I got the name of the chip right. Though those pins are slightly mangled, they are bent, they were bent as I got those VFDs, but nothing is broken off. I think that with some care I could put those VFDs to use. Yeah, not so many pins. This definitely suggests the internal controller, because as you saw on the 7-segment VFDs, there are segments connected together and the grids are separate. With this, I would definitely expect some interfacing and some built-in controller. Which is also a pretty interesting thing, because making the integrated circuits that go into a vacuum tube and solving the problem of off-gassing, this will be quite a challenge. But yeah, those VFDs, they wouldn't be the first one that I saw that would have some sort of internal control circuitry in it. Yeah, it's pretty much like the 16:2 characters displays. Those are in fact 16:1. Yeah, and those characters, they could be alphanumeric. Not a problem with that. If I hacked it, I could make it display Keritech electronics. Maybe it's pretty big for a VFD. Pretty small for a display. And let's take it something different. Completely different. Still at the bench. But I will be going big Clive on this one. Maybe not completely big Clive, because the stream is coming to an end. But I once got this gizmo. Has a switch and a micro USB socket. Bzzz. Bzzz. It's a liquid dispenser pump. And let's see what's happening inside it. If I can find a smaller screwdriver. 2 screws coming out, and I can take it apart. And what's inside? It has a motor with a printed circuit board. Wiggle, wiggle. And then the contacts of the motor are those that wiggle. Has a battery. Looks like a lithium-ion battery. But the most interesting thing is after I remove the pump mechanism, the yoke comes off, and I can pull the whole thing apart. The mechanism has 2 O-rings interfacing with the enclosure, but originally you could also put some hoses on those parts. And I wouldn't be myself if I didn't take it apart. I turned it on first. But I will take it apart, just to show you how cool inside this thing is. So it has 3 screws going all the way, all the layers of plastic into the lowest one. Taking this apart shows an eccentric on the motor shaft. If I reconnect the battery and turn it on, bzzzt. And this eccentrics goes into a plastic star-like spider. And since it's an eccentric, it just moves the spider in a circular motion. Just like this. And then the spider pushes the membranes made of silicone rubber up and down. I can take the spider out, and those membranes are placed here. They are in fact a single piece of silicone rubber. And this block of silicone rubber is the 5 pumping chambers, together with the recessed holes in this block of plastic. And those rubbers, those are the check valves. Wonder if I can take this apart some further. Damn it, come on! It just broke my knife. It should come apart. It's not as easy to discombobulate as I thought. I think this might be glued together. The chamber. There should be one valve in the central position. It's coming apart. So that's how it looks inside. It has 5 check valves. And another one in the center that covers the holes. Now it's probably destroyed beyond repair. I broke the water tightness of this thing, so there's no putting the pump back together and expecting it to work. It was a destructive teardown. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to use the pump anyway. I might as well reverse engineer the electronics of it. So yeah, that goes to trash. But the knowledge goes to my head. So the printed circuit board, it's pretty interesting because it has charging circuitry with a diode, and I don't see any integrated circuit on it. I see 2 transistors, and I think that this might use a flip-flop for control. None of that microcontroller rubbish. This looks pretty interesting to reverse engineer, and I will do off the camera. Out of curiosity. And I will keep the motor for some projects. So, back to the chat. And it's past 10 p.m. here, so it will be time to wrap it up. And Big Clive is starting a stream on Twitch, I guess. Yeah, soap dispenser, exactly. I think it was meant to be used as a soap dispenser. Which public toilet did it come out of? I got it from my local hackerspace. And I ordered a few of those for some projects and had a leftover that I got and intended to make a teardown video of. Yeah, mechanic gizmos. Not as much of a mechanic gizmo as the IBM Selectric typewriter, but I like mechanical stuff on top of electronics. Magic? Like Arthur C. Clarke said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah, at least I've got a 3.7 volts battery and some knowledge in my head. And that's what counts. Pentium 4. I used to have a computer with Pentium 4. Wanna hear a computer story? The first PC maybe not but my family had was in the early 90s, like 93, 94. That was a IBM XT. Later on modded and upgraded to 8286 with two 5.25-inch floppy drives. One of those floppies was always meant for the MS-DOS operating system, and the other one was for software. I played a lot of games on that machine, like Prince of Persia, Pac-Man, Sokoban, some racing games, F-16 simulator. It was a lot of fun, even though the display was an amber monochrome monitor. I missed the machine. I took it apart at some point after we upgraded, changed the gear to something newer, but I missed the machine. I would really love to have an IBM PC XT or 80 again in the lab. Just out of my real deal lived nostalgia. Not the imaginary nostalgia for the things that someone didn't in fact experience, but the true real nostalgia for something that was something that I have fond memories of, and lost that through the years, and now I want it back. I would have imaginary nostalgia for Commodore 64, but the real nostalgia for early PCs. And the next system we had, it was a mid-90s PC with a Pentium 120 megahertz, something like 8 megabytes of RAM to begin with. I think it was upgraded to 16 and later on 32. And 1.2 gigabytes hard disk drive. This machine ran Windows 95, and I was still a kid, entering my teenage years. And back then in Polish schools, if you had a computer at home, then you were one of the cool kids on the block. And other nerdy kids like you wanted to hang out with you and visit you and play games on the computer. So I had a bunch of friends. Some of them sometimes dropped in, and we played games like Doom or Red Alert, or later on Quake. I think that was the first machine I played Fallout on. But at first it didn't have a CD-ROM drive, because CD-ROM, it was the new hot tech that was mighty expensive. After a bunch of years, you would be swimming in CD-ROM drives. They would just flood the market and be next to valueless. But in 95, 96, 97, CD-ROM, it was hot tech. You wanted to have a CD-ROM because all the new big games they came out on CDs, and typically computers didn't have large HDDs. So if you installed a game like Fallout or Crusader No Remorse, Crusader No Regret, you had a bunch of installation options, like from minimal that took only single megabytes order of magnitude, to the humongous installation that basically copied the entire contents of a CD-ROM disk to the HDD. And this was a viable option later on, when HDDs of larger sizes, like 20-30 gigabytes and more, became the norm. But back in mid-90s, 1.2 gigabytes was a large HDD already. So we sticked with the Pentium PC for a good bunch of years, upgrading it along the way to 166 MMX system with might have been 64 megabytes of RAM, but I'm not so sure. We might have also replaced the motherboards. Don't quote me on that. But generally we stuck with the old standard 80 enclosure and power supply. Even though ATX was becoming more and more popular, and around 97-98, ATX was already pretty standard. Though it was modern back then, but it was pretty standard already. USB was coming into widespread use. back then it was USB 1, then USB 1.2. So for high-speed data communication, Firewire was a thing. Of course, later on USB 2.0 with 480 megabytes or megabits per second. It was the fast interface that ultimately replaced Firewire. But yeah, that was late 90s, early 2000s. And around 2004, when I was in high school, we bought a Pentium 4 at something like 1.8 gigahertz speed with 128 or 256 megabytes of RAM and some decent hard drive. Might have been 80 gigabytes already. I played Half-Life on that machine and played Red Alert 2 and Tiberian Sun, and of course the old classics like Fallout 1 and 2 that sticked with me for a long time. Fond memories. And those were also the times when I got a unlimited internet connection, because on the previous PC at some point in very early 2000s we had a 56k modem, and I could use internet on a dial-up connection, but it was very costly. So I did it very sparingly. Internet cafes were a thing back then, and it was way more practical for me to go and pay something like 3 zloty for an hour of sitting at an internet cafes. There was a bunch of those around in my area. And then paying much more for the dial-up connections by my parents. And people also went to the internet cafes to play games on the local area network. Yes, that's how you did the LAN party. That's how you did multiplayer back then. Of course, sometimes you could play over the internet, but generally a bunch of kids from the school went to the internet cafe and played over the local area network. Like playing Tekken, if you were into beat 'em ups. I was more of an FPS and RTS fan when it comes to anything multiplayer. mainly RTS. Okay, let's look at the chat again. Yeah, DOS 6 Win 3.0. The Pentium 120 MHz had Windows 95, which later on I upgraded to 98, but I didn't like 95 at all. I definitely preferred 3.1 that most of my friends who had computers had. I just liked the old design a bit better than the new one. And of course 95 was buggy. I nicknamed it 3BSOD today. Not 3BSD, but 3BSOD. Yeah. Oh, hey, Zishak, I haven't seen you for a long time. I'll be wrapping up and ending the stream very soon, but nice to see you. I had a good few months without live streaming, but a week ago I got back at it, and today is the second stream after the long break. I think I will make a video, if not tomorrow, then in a few days. I've got some really nice vintage stuff and scientific gear in the lab. I'd love to show you the inner workings of, because some of that is pretty exotic, and I will be moving slightly in the direction of Mike's electric stuff when it comes to the teardowns and the gear that I'll be working on with my friends from the medical university. I have some access to scientific devices, so and that's the way they are built. That's pretty interesting to me. Yeah, 8080. Oh yeah. As for the 8080, I'd love to have an IMSA sometime. Anyone got a spare IMSA 8080? I'd love one. Shall we play a game? Greetings, Professor Falcon. Let's play Global Thermonuclear War. Oh yeah, Robert, ZX Spectrum. Every now and then I mentioned the mods that I did on the ZX Spectrum Plus 2. The tape drive audio output denoise mod. It's just so simple that I really don't know why the factory engineers didn't do it in the first place. Like, if the tape drive is not active, then why keep the amplifiers powered up? Why not power the amplifier up when the motor is starting, and keeping it off and not making any noise when the tape drive is not used. So that's what I did. Switching the amplifier power from the constant the constant VCC to the motor power with some additional filtering, but generally, if it's not playing, it's not making noise. And my customer was very happy with the mod, because this preserved the full functionality of the ZX Spectrum it could run cassettes if you wanted, but working with an SD card interface without cassettes and running some demos that use audio, then the situation was a lot better than before the modification. And I also put the audio line on the DIN output for video, so that you could just connect the spectrum to ITV through an RGB Euros card with audio. So you just needed one cable to connect the computer with a TV. That's all. Plain and simple. All it took was just rerouting some connections and fixing what the factory messed up in the first place. Like at some point they had an engineering change. They started using 2N3904 transistors in some places that had different pinouts, and the manufacturing soldered those transistors according to the silkscreen image on the board, while they should have been soldered in completely reversed, turned by 180 degrees. Hey, Coco. Time to get the cat cam. Get the cat cam. Hello, kitty. Mwah. So it was a well-known community mod to desolder those transistors, 3 of them, and put them and rotate them and solder them back in, making them work as common emitter amplifiers. Now, common collector, like emitter followers rather than common base amplifiers that were mistakenly implemented by Sinclair or Amstrad, because the ZX Spectrum Plus 2 was already made by Amstrad. I write you my email. Not sure why, but yeah. I think you can find it in my profile. Yeah, text editors and calculations. Okay, so now it's half past 22. Time to wrap it up and end the stream with one more look at the level amp. Get some level amp. And this will be the awkward moment. Bye.